Just a quickie update on the Goofy cart. As you can see, I've got it all stripped down with the exception of my gas pedal linkage, which I'm going to get off here momentarily. I have one bolt that's up underneath and it's really hard to get at. That's why I had to flip this up on its side. That plus getting the clutch off the bottom of my transfer box, which mounts in that big hole there. And I made one huge mistake on this. When I was taking it apart, I should have marked all of the holes that are not being used so I could fill them in. I mean, look at all these holes I got down in here. Now I know that two of those holes I have to keep, and two more back in here somewhere. But a lot of these little holes can just be filled right up. Now, of course, over here I have 6 holes that are just for the transmission. So I know I don't need to fill those in. And I know that this one hole right, the big one right there that you can see, whoa, the big one that was drilled out, that one needs to be left alone. The one next to it I can fill in. And the big one is for my steering. But I got these holes down in here, and I think I'll probably fill most of them in. Nothing else mounts down in there. I do have my mount for my, I have one bracket that comes off of the steering box. And I think it went to this bracket. Oh yeah, you can see where the bracket was right there. See that? Yep, those 2 bolts, and you see the clean area with all the dirt around it? Yep, that's got to be remaining. And I'm not sure what that one there was for. That obviously had something in it too, because it's clean. I guess, oh, that's probably where the twisted wrench bolts into. Yep, all these holes over in here, with the exception of that one there. That's another mount for the stop shaking, George. That's another mount for steering box. But these other holes here, yeah, they don't need to be there. So, but I'm not so concerned with the ones on the top as I am with the ones on the side, because the ones on the side are the ones that can be seen, you know, and so I may have to try fitting a couple of things back on. I know I need this one because this is my adjustment for my chain, and I need the one on either side of that because that is bolts on from the back for the bracket that holds my sprocket in place there. This one can be filled up. I'm pretty sure these can all be filled up too, and these back here and that one there. And but that's the kind of thing I should have just marked them all, you know. Then I would have known for sure. I could have put a thing with a magic marker on them. And I'm almost wondering about that one that's right down close, because I see that one looks like it was drilled out, don't it? Patiently wait for it to focus. You'll get it in a second. There we go. Come on. Yeah, but it doesn't look like anything was actually bolted into it afterwards. Yep, I'm going to have to try some things out. Anyway, so that's where I'm at, and then I think I'm going to remove this bubble here in the frame. That was to clear something on the original mower, so I think I'm going to cut that off and fill that straight across, and I'm going to do some grinding on these things like this and here. Those are where my pitman arms mount. Not pitman arms, what am I keep saying? Split wishbones mount here and here. And that hole can be filled up. That was originally for a shaft similar to this, but we ended up changing the format. And I'll probably run a little bit more weld down the side of this. And I haven't decided yet if I'm going to cut this off or if I'm going to leave that on there. I'm almost thinking I'm just going to leave the whole thing there because I have the whole one here. These are the mounts for my shifter, you know. So, yep, lots of things to do and welding to do. And I just went because I ran out of gas for my welder. And look at the size bottle I got on there now. I had one half of that size. It used to fit underneath my shelf. Now it won't. I went to get my bottle filled up or replace it because I own the bottle. And they didn't have any more of the 20-pound size, so I ended up with a 40 or 60. It almost looks like a 60-pound. Whatever. It's a whole lot bigger than the one I had on there. So now it doesn't fit in underneath the shelf anymore. But that means it's just going to last a whole lot longer. And they didn't charge me only for the extra gas. So it only cost me an extra 15 bucks. So that was good. So I've got gas to go. And lots of grinding and polishing and cleaning and all of that kind of stuff. And I got parts spread all over the place there. And my suspension parts are spread all over the place back there. Of course, I'm going to have to take them all apart one piece at a time and finish welding them and buffing them up and painting them and whoo-wee. And the motor is down underneath my bench here. And I'm even thinking I might like to build myself a new bench. I was hoping I could afford to buy one of those motorcycle lift kind of things, you know, kind of like Musty One has. But I haven't got the extra $1,000 right now. So I'm thinking probably for 50 bucks I could build a 4x8 table that would be all one piece. And I could eliminate this extra table back here, but put all of the, I got my grinders, a lot of my grinders are hanging on the side here, and on the back, and on the side over there, and more over here. And in between places, you can see that wheel right there, that's for my big monster grinder. I could eliminate a lot of that stuff, and I could get the whole goofy cart on here without having to have it spread out all over the place. So that's what I'm thinking about. Put 4x4 legs on it. I had you pointing down the whole time I was welding. I'll give you a little bit of a shot here. Well, I'm going to have to stand it up on end, and which means I have to turn the fan off. Whoop. Yeah, because the fan will be hitting the end of the frame. But that's the extension for our headrest. And I'm not going to stick it in there because it'll burn the vinyl, but this will go right inside there, fit right in there. That's what we're about. Hang on to your hats, more to come.